Okay, for all of you Wyvern fans out there, I've come up with another concept for a deck that I am anxious to try out. I don't know how many times I'll make changes to it. We'll see. I don't know how many times I'm going to get to play it. It's been so hard to get people together. Basically, I'm just playing with one person right now every Wednesday evening at his place. So that's about how it's gone. But this deck is going to use bad dragons, weak dragons that, for the most part, don't have any abilities. A few exceptions. 4 scouts I'm running. The idea here is I'm not going to spend much money on paying for my dragons. Every dragon in this deck costs 2 or less, with 2 exceptions, I think. I think just 2 exceptions that cost 3. So nothing costs more than 3. There's a really good amount of card draw, a really good amount of fight cards so that I can win battles. And I'm trying to think of just, and I've got a way to help pay for all of these cards. We'll see, because the treasure lair is expensive. I will go broke playing my treasure hoard deck. This deck is expensive. Magnetic field costs 2 gold. This was the original cost, but it costs 2 gold when you play it. I know they allow for 1 copy of 1 gold. We don't do that. We just say it's now 2 gold. So there's about 21 cards in the treasure hoard. I think there's just 50 here. I'm sorry, 20. I think 21 in the dragon lair. I'm pretty sure there's just 50 here. So we're going to go through this. It shouldn't take too long. 4 scouts. Going to just go with Delphine because it's one of my favorites. Decided this might be fun. If I end up losing 2 gold, sometimes it hopefully won't matter. But I wanted the flying. So of course Amphitheater, because it's free, and Grendel because it can help get more gold, and it's just a great scout. Okay, so the bad dragons. I'm going to fight with these guys. I thought about using Growth Spurt, decided not to. I think I'll be able to explain why as we go through this, if I remember to do that. So Fafnir, the ability probably will not matter, but, my opponent might have Dwarven armies, and if they've got fire breathing, we'll beat them with Pakawjak. Then there's Tatzlwurm. So all the dragons that I do not put in constructed decks are in this constructed deck. And there's Bait. So, if they're playing archers or if they're playing giant ants, well, there you go. Then we have the boring 2-strength dragon. Then we've got the 2 flying 2-strength dragons, Azidahaka and Sea Crops, which I really like those dragons. And this guy's fun because he's a 2-strength, but he defends at 3 from face up. Of course, he attacks at strength 1 from face up. Otherwise, he's a 2, and he's just fine. He only costs 2 gold. Gandarua only costs 2 gold, but attacks at 4 from face down. And probably only get 1 attack with him. After that, it'll be 0 from face up and 2 on defense. So don't know about that one. Maybe I'll pull that one out. Loki, because if he's face up, every time I win a battle, I'm going to get a gold, so why not? It's a 2-strength dragon for 3. Basilisk, because Basilisk is in every deck I build because it's one of the best dragons in the game. Okay, and then for terrains, I went with 5 or 6. I think I've got 6 terrains in here for now. These might change. I just decided to go with 2 hurricanes because, it's hard not to play a terrain that just kills a flying dragon. You just put it in the back row, and hopefully they'll hit it with a flying dragon that's not a scout. It's one or the other. And then I'm going to try trap. I've rediscovered trap, and I'm thinking about it. It's like, this takes any dragon that hits it, except the scout, of course. And then you just swap it out if you can't afford the gold. You don't have to keep it. You don't have to keep paying the gold. Just swap the thing out. But if I've got plenty of gold and I'm doing just fine, I'll attack with their dragon too. So that's the deck. It's bad, but the idea is it's not going to cost me much, and I can fight with 2-strength dragons with this deck, as you will quickly see. So 4 magnetic fields is a given in every Wyvern deck. It's the best card in the game, in my opinion. But it does cost 2 gold. And just so you know, if you want to play the rules, if you want to follow them exactly, you're allowed 1 copy of the 1 gold cost magnetic field. You're only allowed 1 copy of Kiss. I'm going to change this rule to I counter your Dragon Slayer, and then you have to sacrifice one of your cards. I don't get to pick because that's way too devastating. So to me, that's good. You're still losing a card. It's still worth it. I'd still play it. Might allow 2 copies with the way I'm changing the card. Of course, if my opponent says, no, let's just play it straight. Okay, we'll play it the way it is. All right, so 4 copies of Power Switch, because this way, if I'm going up against bigger dragons, we'll just switch base strength. It doesn't say base strength on this card, but it is the base strength. The updated rule changed it. I think it was problematic when it was just the current strength. So 4 Power Switch and, of course, 4 Poison Chalice. So just those 8 cards alone give you a really good way to fight bigger dragons. This is excellent. And the other way is Medea Spell. My base strength is 2, unless, of course, it's a scout or one of those with the alternate strengths. The face up, face down guys. Other than that, now your base is 0. I'm winning 2-0. Again, Medea Spell is base strength. So I'm going to run 4 of those. And that's a lot of, this is a lot of money. Okay. I'll run out of gold. We are now limiting Golden Apple, Knight, and Fountain of Youth to 2 copies per card. We think that's more fair. It also doesn't prolong the game terribly. And we'll probably stick to that rule for the most part. So 2 Golden Apple, 2 Knights, and there's 2 Fountains of Youth, which we'll get to. So then, since every dragon, except for Basilisk, is a base 2 strength or less, you have to run 4 Cricket. It is probably the best strength modifier in a game, +3 for free, but only on little dragons. And then, of course, Minotaur +4 for 1. So now I've got a ton of fighting power with my 2 strength dragons. Between Medea Spell, Poison Chalice, Power Switch, and these guys, and then just to add some more gold costs, we're going to run 3. I originally was going to go with 2. I might go up to 4 if gold turns out to be no problem. So big old +5 for 2 gold. And then just to have a safety valve against those real problematic dragons, 2 Galahads to take out the big dragons that might be causing me problems for some reason. It shouldn't cause any problems with this deck. And then because I want lots of card draw, I want to always be able to, I want to win these battles. I've got to win battles. I do have 2 Fountains of Youth and 2 Golden Apples for when I lose, but overall I'm trying to win. I'm not going to play the survival game, except when those cards are in my hand, of course. So 2 Meteor Showers, 4 Whirlpools. This was originally a free card that's been changed to 1. So if you see one, if you have one that says no gold symbols on it, just know it does cost 1 gold now, because they realized, oh yeah, that should cost a gold. And I'm going with 3 Apollo. I could go with 4, but you're always going to go in your action phase. You might not always be in a battle. So you need Whirlpool, you need more than Apollo. I was going to go with 2 Apollo. I thought about 4, and I'll start with 3, and we'll go see where it goes from there. And then Volcanic Eruption. This card also costs 2 gold. Actually, I've got a 2 gold cost Volcanic Eruption, so let's just switch that out right now. They limited this to one copy per deck. So if you're going to play those rules, again, it's up to you. You can play more if you want to play more, but they limited it to 1. So 1 Volcanic Eruption, and then my 2 Fountains of Youth, and then I have 4 more treasures whose design is to say, I'm not going to run out of gold. I thought about 4 copies of one of them, and that would be Sail. But then I thought, no, we'll just go 2 and 2 for now, and we'll see how it plays. So all cards played from players' hands cost 1 less gold as long as Sail is in play. I don't care that my opponent is benefiting from this. I don't want to run out of gold. I have a lot of 2 and 3 gold cost cards in this deck. I will run out fast if I don't get Sail in play. So hopefully 2 Sail. But if I start running out of gold, I might just go with 3 or 4. The other is Oriental Princess, 2 of those. So every time anyone wins a battle, they get 2 gold. So between the 2 of them, I'm hoping I'm going to be not running out of gold, playing cards for free, winning battles, and getting more gold. That's the idea here. I'm not running any gold digs or mixed quaddles or anything like that. Just really boring dragons that only cost 2 gold that I can fight with just fine and can beat big dragons just fine, I'm hoping. That's the plan. And then with Sail and Oriental Princess, hopefully I'll end up with a lot of gold regardless, and hopefully at the very least I won't run out of gold. But if they don't get in your hand, if you don't draw them, you could run out of gold. But that's why I've got all the card draw. The card draw is there just, I wasn't going to run any meteor showers, but then I thought, no, I'll run 2. It's usually safe to run 2 because sometimes you end up with, 1, 2, 3 cards in your hand and your opponent's got 4, 5, or 6 or 7. You're like, well, I better play a meteor shower. It's usually a good idea. And it's nice if you have a magnetic field in your hand when you play the meteor shower. In case they magnetic field your meteor shower, you can magnetic field back, because what do you care? You're getting rid of the cards anyway. So that's your ideal. So that is my deck that I'm simply calling Bad Dragons, or as I wrote on the box, 2 Strength Dragons. This is my 2 Strength Dragon deck. Almost everything is 2 Strength except for the 4 Scouts and Basilisk, and I think that's it. Everything else is 2. And we'll see if Trap also makes just one more dangerous thing along with Hurricane. Just alternate ways to destroy my opponent. Hope you enjoyed the deck. I'd love to hear what you think of it. And if you have any recommendations for this deck, like, ooh, you should run this card or you should play that card, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear it, okay? Talk to you guys later, man. Bye-bye.